and welcome to Missladypetal's Love Summer Art. Now, I always think in summer we like to travel, and as I was moving studio, I found my maps. I had been looking for them for ages, so I decided to put a map of Mexico as the basis for my journal page in my Mash It Up journal. So I start with some matte medium, and of course I've got too much, so it's always good to just take that extra off, and on your craft mat just put the extra there. And then even then I probably still had a little bit too much, because then I had to unstick all the pages underneath, because of course I didn't put a page underneath. So yeah, there we go, look, unstick, wipe down, unstick, wipe down, and they did survive, by the way. So I then spend a little while making sure that this was dry, because the last thing you want to do is add extra layers on when you got wet paper there, because it can tear that paper collage down, and you want to make sure that it's dry not only on the top side but the underside, so that you have this dry seal on both sides. And of course those pages started to curl a little bit, but that's all right, they get over it later on. So yeah, just tearing the excess off, because trying to fold those pages and move those, manipulate those pages was a bit awkward. And having lots of fun now. So I decided I wanted to use my Mash It Up journals. My brief to myself generally is to play, but to try and de-stash my happy mail, use stuff from my stash in these journals. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This time I really am. I want to make this an expression of summer, because in Queensland here at the moment it was snowing yesterday when I filmed this. So it was not snowing at my house, because I don't think it's ever snowed where I live, but only an hour and a half to my west it was snowing, and there was even some people snowed in. So I decided that I would just collage down some summery papers, and these are like spray off papers, paint off, you know, drop papers, some happy mail that people have sent me. That's actually part of a baby wipe that has the most beautiful lime and pink on it, and even though it's furry, I just love to use it. I think sometimes it's good to put your collage in the middle of the fold to protect the fold, but be careful putting too much into these delusions journals, because they start to get really, really fat. Oh, and you can see me coming back when this is dry, and this is late afternoon, so I have sun coming in. I have my lights still on, but I have sun coming in through my window on the left. And one thing I like about this is that I get some natural light in this new studio of mine, but it was that quite strong, deep afternoon sun, and yeah, thankfully it doesn't ruin the picture too much. But I tell you what, it was really nice when you've got the winter chills to have that sun. So I didn't actually close those blinds, because it was gorgeous and really nice to feel. So also too, I decided that I just got my delusions paints. I mean, how long has it taken me in Australia to get delusions paints? Mine arrived without exploding, thank goodness, and I haven't had any that have gone chunky or whatever. They're all lovely and fluid. So I just decided I was going to use just delusion paints just to check them out and see how they go. I'm very pleased with them. They're very, very opaque, not transparent, so they're not like fluid acrylics, but they're just lovely to work with. So yes, I'm using a aqua brush pen lid, and those circles are slightly like stars because they were not a perfect round. And I also got Dina Wakley fine tip nibs. So, and I found that the Dina Wakley paint was just probably just that little bit too thick, I think. But that's all right. Those words will come out at the end. And now I just have to wait for these paints to dry. I decided that I would work on the other side of the page, and I was just in a really happy mood, so I decided that I would just use a Prima stencil and just lightly ink in through the stencil, because I'm actually going to draw her in black. I like those black kind of line drawing girls. I haven't done one for a long time, and I thought, oh, this is the perfect page for it, because I like to have those colours. You can't see much of her there, but she's got some lovely faint lines, and I'm going to pick up a Crayola texter because it's very textured, and so I didn't want to use a rollerball pen. So a Crayola texter, and I'm just going to put those details in. And most of them came out, but some didn't, but that's alright. And I like to add in extra details. Very pretty. I love her hair. And I just wanted to blacken in that flower. And I haven't decided what further I'm going to do with this girl yet. I like her just black. I'm not even going to put her any some transparent flesh tones in, because I want her, it's those green and blues, they encapsulate the colours that are from my area in summer. Lots of lush greens and beautiful deep blue skies, and I just loved it. So I've also got some pink Delusions paint here that I've painted in the dots, and of course this is my Love Summer Art page, so I did Love Summer Art. I also added in some pink in the flower and her lips, and I used the Dina Wakley teal with the nib to actually do her hair. So now I'm just cutting around the edges of the page just to finish it off, because I like clean edges. And there's my summer girl, and I like the added details of the teal and the pink, just some slight details just to make her stand out from the back, but I love the map showing through. And thank you very much for watching.